everybody, and I want to welcome everyone to this 100th episode of the Booze Geek. My name is Chuck. I am your host, and for this 100th episode, we once again have the lovely and adorable Adriana as our co-host. So say hello, because they love her out there.
Hello, everyone.
There
hello, the Booze Geek.
Oh, see, she doesn't even know my name. She just calls me the Booze Geek. Oh, how about that? But see, Adriana was with us on our crazy 4th of July episode, which coincidentally happened to be our 50th episode. And she was telling me right before this that she had so much fun.
Lots of fun.
She was practically begging me, and I mean begging me, to be on the 100th episode. That's how much fun she had. So that's why we're having her back. The other reason we're having her back is because she is our resident Jameson expert, and she knows almost everything about Jameson Irish whiskey. But is that not true? I mean, seriously, is that not true?
I know how to drink it.
Well, that's good enough for us. But a little bit more about that in 1 second. So on this episode, because we're going to do something just a little bit differently, the beer we're going to be tasting and reviewing is from Green Flash Brewing. Now, Green Flash, the company, has had their ups and downs over the last couple of years, but every once in a while, we will find a limited release beer from Green Flash. So the beer we're tasting, oh, you can keep modeling it. I mean, you're doing a better job than I am. You got nicer hands than I do. This is their Celtic Sun IPA. So this IPA, this clocks in at 6.2% ABV, and it's got an IBU of 50. Now, what's interesting about this beer, what
is so interesting about it?
She's intrigued. Well, this beer is made with Irish barley. And this beer is made to be paired. The way it's crafted and brewed, it's made to be paired with, from Jameson Distillery, their Jameson Caskmate IPA edition. Now, what is unique about this whiskey? Well, we're going to ask our Jameson expert. Here we go. Tell us about the whiskey.
So what is so unique about this whiskey? Well, it's Jameson whiskey, and what Jameson does is it sends their used whiskey barrels over to, or loans over to, a brewery. The brewery then crafts their own IPA. How long? Whatever time it takes. And then those used barrels then come back to Jameson, and Jameson then uses those to age their whiskey in those IPA barrels, creating this IPA edition of their whiskey.
Oh, imagine that. Well, there you go. From the expert herself. Hence the Jameson IPA Caskmate edition. So what we're going to do is we are going to taste, review, and rate on the pint-o-meter the Celtic Sun IPA. And then our Jameson expert, Adriana, is going to have a little bit of pour of the Jameson. She's going to give us some notes on that. And then we're just going to, taste them together and see where they pair. And see if they complement each other or if it goes in the other direction. So with all that, without further ado, this 100th episode, let's get this started. Here we go. We're going to crack this puppy open. You ready?
Ready.
Boom, boom. Let's do this. Oh, ooh, that was a weird scratch. No smoke. No smoke out of the bottle there. But let's give this a little pour. Ladies first.
Thank you. Well, that's a pretty color.
How does it look in the light? Almost like I'm looking like maybe a little burnt orange there.
Dark sun.
Dark sun. Oh, dark sun for the Celtic Sun. Look at that. Oh, she's thinking outside the bun. Look at that. She's a crafty one, this one is. But, so let's, that's about a burnt orange. We got about, what? Just under a half-finger veil of slightly off-white carbonation. But let's get it started. Let's give this a swirl. We'll give it a nose. Here we go. Well, some interesting aromas here. What are you getting? I'm getting a little honey sweetness.
A bit.
Yeah.
There's a scent there. I can't quite. Is it onion?
Yeah, I could see a little bit of onion there. That's an odd one, but some of these IPAs, if they are, if you get that dankness mixed in with a little mustiness, which this one does have, you could get that onion smell. And there's also, I said, there is a little dankness. There's a little mustiness. She's not wrong. We are getting a little bit of onion here. And some slight pine. But let's give this one more swirl, and let's give this a sippity sip. And here we go, the Celtic Sun. Boom, boom. Prost.
Prost.
Well, it's a medium-bodied IPA. Give this another sip. Flavor profile. Well, I gotta admit, I'm getting there's some slight citrus notes, but that dankness is coming through.
Very much.
some slight pine, but that mustiness is also coming through. But let me give this one more sip. You gonna take one more sip, or are you done here?
I'm done.
You're done. She's done. Uh-oh, that's not sounding too good. She's done with the beer. She's waiting for the Jameson. That's what it is. Yeah, I mean, on the back end, there's a slight honey sweetness with this one. But overall, I mean, I just think the balance is really off on this. I mean, it's just kind of odd. I mean, the aromas on the nose were a little odd. Would you not agree? Mm-hmm. The balance for me personally on the flavor palette is a little off. It's odd and off. But I'm gonna give this one more sip just to make sure. I want to make sure it's not me.
You have to be sure.
I have to be sure, she says. Yeah, it's not really opening up anymore. I don't know. It just kind of seems. I don't know. It's just off. There's something about this beer that's just a little off. Now, what would I rate this? Well, on the pint-o-meter, I'm only going to give this one. I'll give this one a 5.5, a 5.5 on the pint-o-meter. What do you think?
I agree.
You agree?
That's an accurate rating, I would say.
That's an accurate rating. Oh, I like this. I must be doing a good job here. An accurate rating. Well, I'm going to stick with the 5.5 because I said the balance is off. It's got some issues with the aromas and the palate, the flavor palette, and the balance. But here's the key. Let's get started on this Jameson. Let me pull out a little glass, and I want to see our expert's going to give us some notes on this, and then the moment of truth here.
Just a little.
Just a little bit, because I always say with spirits, just a little dab will do you. You don't need much. You don't need much. A little dab will do you. Like she put a little dab of stuff in her hair. That's just what it is, too. I put a little in my hair, too. A little dab of something. That's got some nice color on it. Nice little honeycomb gold. But what are we getting on the nose over here?
Some floral notes.
Okay, I can see that, yeah.
Oak.
Yeah, there's definitely some oak there. Mm-hmm. Should we give it a sip, or you want to give it one more nose?
Let's give it a sip.
Oh, she's ready. She's ready. She's ready. Prost.
Prost.
She's ready to get the Jameson flowing. Here we go.
Smooth, very light.
It is very smooth. It is definitely a light whiskey too.
Very, very light. The oak comes through.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Citrus.
Yeah, there's some slight citrus.
Slight.
Probably some residual from the IPA aged barrels. Mm-hmm. Probably from the residual hops. I'm gonna give this another sip. You want to give one more sip? I'm gonna give this another sip.
How do you like it?
It's not bad. I mean, I think it's got some unique aromas, a little bit of unique flavor, and a little slightly unique aroma. I do think it kind of mellows out a little bit too much. It's smooth.
It starts mellow and
the flavor hits you, but it does mellow out really fast on the flavor palette on the back end. But the moment of truth here, I think we should just take a sip of this, take a sip of the Celtic Sun, and let's see if they complement each other. Let's see if they maybe it'll open it up a little bit, bring out some aromas that we're missing, and vice versa on either of the beverages. Here we go. So one more sip of this, or maybe two. It depends, you know. Okay, now, right after that, we'll try the Celtic Sun. What do you think? You getting anything else on this? Anything new?
I'm not getting anything new, but I think it did open up the flavor of the beer. The dankness and the muskiness that it had earlier. Mustiness, there you go. That it had earlier is not as prevalent.
It's not. You're right. Yeah, it's not. It's definitely not as potent. The dankness is definitely very much subdued, along with the mustiness. I'm gonna do one more here. I might as well finish. I only have one sip left, anyways. But I'm gonna do this one more time here. Yeah, you know what? I think you're spot on. You're right on the money on this one. It definitely, as I said, it doesn't really, it changes the flavor. You're not getting anything new, but it definitely changes the flavor. It subdues the musty notes, and it subdues the dankness, but I think I'm getting a little bit more of that honey sweetness is coming through a little bit more. So that's really interesting. So on that note, I mean, individually, I'm still gonna stick with my original rating on this, but together, it's pretty unique. I mean, it's pretty cool that they do work well together. So with that, I would recommend, go if you can find this, go get a 6-pack of this, get some of the Jameson, and give it your own opinions. And I don't know, I think they do work very well together. Ironically, that I'm very surprised. I didn't think they would pair that well, but they do pair. Now, if we could get some nice cheese in here, we could pair that up with it too.
That's a great idea.
Yeah, get some we're we got a little Irish vibe, maybe corned beef and cabbage. What about that?
That sounds.
What was the other? Box tea. What about box tea? Oh, box tea. But box tea is the Irish potato meal. They take all their spuds and they cook them up different ways. Soda bread. Oh, we have some soda bread. Yeah, some soda bread with the soda bread with the sun-dried tomatoes and the goat cheese. That looks pretty good too. But yeah, box tea. Always check out box tea. But on that note, we're gonna wrap. Oh, wait a minute. Before we wrap this up, we have one little treat here for the expert over here.
Wow.
Let me pull this out here, since it is episode 100 and all.
Oh, look at that.
So look at this. We are gonna get the expert's opinion. So Jameson also makes, in their Cask Mates series, they also make a Cask Mate Stout edition. So kind of the same premise, right? They take the barrels, give it to a brewery. The brewery ages a stout. The spent barrels go back to Jameson. They age the whiskey. So same idea. Let's give this a pour. She's all for it. Here we go. Now, we're not going to pair this with the Celtic Sun, but we'll just see how this one compares to the IPA edition. Oh, a little pour, a little dab will do ya. So, maybe we will pair it. Who knows? I got a little bit of Celtic Sun left here. So here we go. Prost. Let's get a little nose on this one. I think she was ready to drink it. She wasn't even going to nose it. She was ready. You were ready. You were ready to pound it. You were ready to pound it and just take a shot.
This is like The Price is Right.
See, I'm getting the oak, but I'm not getting any floral. Little. I'm not getting the floral notes on this.
More butterscotch, coffee.
Yeah, slight coffee, but it's almost it's a drier kind of aroma.
Yeah, it is different.
I'm getting the butterscotch. I mean, coffee-wise, maybe some slight coffee. But definitely, it's the butterscotch is there. But let's give this a.
I'm already done.
Oh, she's already drinking. I haven't even gotten there. Oh yeah. I'm behind on this one. Well, see, now this to me, this kind of tastes more like just the regular Jameson whiskey. I mean, it's a slight different taste.
It is. It's also lighter, just like the IPA, not like the regular Jameson. I would say this has a little bit more, if you will, sweetness to it than the IPA.
Yeah, I could see that. And but also, I'm not getting the there's no citrus at all. No citrus
also very smooth, very light. I don't necessarily think you have to be a whiskey drinker to enjoy this. No,
well, good point. Yeah, that's true. Very true. Very true. I'm going to say this, though. I do think it's similar with this one, though. It does kind of, the flavor does die out really quick. It hits you and then kind of shrinks as it, just boom, up front and then kind of
dies down.
It dies down really fast. Let's pair it with the Celtic Sun, though. Well, it's not supposed to be paired with that, so it's not really doing much. But I am getting, now I'm just kind of getting a weird aftertaste. Don't know what the weird aftertaste is, just something tastes off. Maybe it's just reminiscent of a shot in the beer. But on that note, who knows? Well, you have a little sip left, so why don't you finish that? It's episode 100. We made it to 100. Now, we're going to make it to 150 and then hopefully 200. We're going to keep the train rolling and going and going and going. And you're always more than welcome to come back anytime.
Thank you very much.
I think she might become a staple on this show, like the special guest host for Halloween.
Special guest host. Let's keep it at that.
Special guest host. She likes doing this. She likes being behind the camera even more though. But anytime, that's her specialty. But anytime she wants to come back, you're more than welcome. We like having you, and you're always fun.
Thank
you. You always bring a smile to me. She's better looking than I am. But here we go. One more. We'll finish this up. Here we go. And on that note, I want to thank everyone for tuning into this kind of off-the-wall 100th episode of the Booze Geek. If you're new to the channel, please hit that subscribe button. If you like the episode, give us a big thumbs up. Thumbs up. She'll. Now it's 2. There, thumbs up. And with that being said, we will see you on the next episode. And here is to 100 more. So let's raise a pint. Cheers. Prost. Prost. and enjoy.